Hi, here's a monthly update on my orchids for October 2018. And the first thing I want to show is a bud that is growing on my Phalaenopsis bellina. And for some reason, the spike is very short and the bud is kind of hidden under the leaf, which is very awkward for me to film it. And I'm not sure why is it too short. Logically, it will have to go towards the light and come out from the leaf, but it didn't. But the bud is progressing well. I already can see the color, so pretty soon it'll open. Another thing that is going on is my Neophoenicias started to grow a lot of roots. I think warm and humid conditions kind of triggered the growth of the roots. And look how pretty and pink the roots on Kinkujaku are, and how many of them I have. Isn't that just awesome? A very cute pink roots. Also, I can see they are growing new leaves. All of them. The Shocho grew new root too, but it's already hidden in the moss. It used to have a pink, kind of pink colored end too, but now it went into the moss. So they seem to be doing pretty good. It's two little, this one here, Neophoenicia, and there's another one they called Coca. Those are the ones that I deflasked myself. They're still too small, so they didn't deserve the traditional Japanese potting yet. But pretty soon I'll do that for them too. So that's Neophoenicia update with new roots. My Wistrepia is still blooming. It blooms and it grows a lot of new leaves too. They appear and appear, see, that's the new leaf. They appear and this one is new leaf opening. So it grows and blooms, grows and blooms, grows and blooms non-stop. I continue to expand my hanging space. So I brought my Arangus biloba here. And I also mounted some of my Vanda tricolor seedlings. They are growing and they're starting to take more and more space. So I thought I'll just grow them vertically for now. When they grow more, I'll probably take out this mount, but for now, they're good growing there. And I still have 2 more pots with 2 seedlings each, which are growing over there. So I have 7. I killed some, I gave away few, and I still have 7 seedlings of Vanda tricolor, which are growing, and they're not small plants. This is my adult, almost adult Vanda tricolor. She has big leaf span, so those babies will be someday just as big. They will definitely have to move out of the tank. Another good thing that's happening is my Phalaenopsis gigantea started new leaf. And looking at previous leaf, you can see that it doesn't even look like gigantea because it's pretty small. I think it didn't have much roots to support larger leaf growth. I know some orchids, some Phalaenopsis do that. Actually, I think there is a video of somebody, probably Miss Orchid Girl, where she talks about it when leaves come out smaller than previous and what's the reason for that. So you can go and search for that video if you're interested. But my new leaf hopefully will come out good, because there are some roots. She grew in the tank now, in the warm tank, so hopefully they will be able to support the larger leaf growing. And this is my Stelis, which now has about 11 flowers, flower spikes, so it's all blooming too. And my tank got pretty packed because I also put 2 new vandas that I just recently acquired. This is Vanda Concolor. I did unboxing video or new haul video about them. So this is the root system that it came with, and there is no new root tip growing. So those roots are pretty old and they will probably decay in time. So even though this species can tolerate colder temperatures, I squeezed them both into tank so they have some warmth and humidity to start growing new roots. So this is Vanda Concolor, and there's Vanda Cerulean. Same thing, she has some roots, but probably she was pried out of container and those roots got damaged. And there is no new growing tips on them. So if I just put her on the windowsill where my other large vandas are, it will be probably too cold and those damaged roots will start to rot and there is no new growth to support the plant. So I didn't want that. So I put her here into a tank, and I will try to induce new root growth before taking her out. And there is a spike, which it came with a spike, so no credit to me for this spike. Hopefully it'll survive. So now there's a lot of vandas in my tank. Another new thing that's going on in the tank is the strip of miniature orchids that I've created to replace my succulents. When I moved my tank here, I put lots of little succulent containers here to create a strip of the plants, but then my succulents didn't get enough light here at the bottom. So I moved them to sunny windowsills, but I kind of liked the plants going all the way in the front. So I took my miniature orchids and I planted them this way to create kind of like a, well, I don't know what you call it, but it's kind of like an edge on in a tank. So there are some little bulbophyllums, Bulbophyllum ambrosia. Then there is Dendrobium porpax, this one here. I divided my plant into 3. It grows very fast, grows a lot actually. And so pretty soon they will be, it's kind of like a carpet. So hopefully that moss will start growing there too and doesn't die. And then there's another bulbophyllum I have, it's Cloud's Dragonfire. And then there is a mounted Neophynetia, one of my seedlings that I deflowered, coca with yellow flowers. Then there's another part of bulbophyllum, Cloud's Dragonfire. And this is a keiki of the plant that Tresquetzal gave me. I think it's Pleurophalis prolifica. So the new leaf come out purple. And there's another Neophynetia. And there is a Masdevallia, that's Masdevallia xanthina, which is a cold grower. But surprisingly, she's doing good here in warm tank, much better than Tavarensis. And there's another epidendrum. And here's another Masdevallia, that's the larger part. And another Neophenitia. So that's, I don't know if it's a good idea or bad idea, but it looks nice to me. And hopefully they will grow. And then I will need to add some more miniatures, low growing, and the ones that don't require too much light, because there's not much light here at the bottom. They're far away from lights, and they're growing in a straight small archaeata, which I don't know if it's good or not. I'm trying. If they don't like it, I will switch back to moss. They used to be in the moss, but they were in the moss with clay pots, and now they're in plastic containers. So I thought that moss with plastic is not a very good idea for humid tank. So that's something new and worth updating, I think, in my tank. Now for the bad things that happened in the tank. I discovered scale. Scale on two things. On two Germanianums and on my Hangianum seedlings. And the Germanianums are not so bad. They're just couple scales. And I put solution, recommended solution with alcohol and a bit of dish soap to wash the leaves. And some leaves got damaged. Here there were some leaves that got pretty damaged. So I just peeled them off the plant. Yeah, here. They're like really ugly leaves. So I just took them off. But with Hangianums, they were most of the plants, like all of the plants, they were so damaged in the middle that they were kind of like, they were not looking good after my solution, plus the scale. Plus when I put them out of the potting medium, there was no roots. I managed to, I guess in a humid tank, it didn't dry out that good. So I managed to rot all the roots. So basically, these are two troopers that are still alive because their middle leaves were not damaged and they were kind of like harder than the others. So, but they're out of the tank because for a few weeks I'm gonna keep them out of the tank to make sure that I eradicated all the scale. So not sure how much of a success I will have with them. It's second time my Hangianum flask gets wiped out by scale. So that's the bad thing that happened in my tank. And I checked already 2 times each and every orchid there, and none of others were affected. And well, they probably targeted these plants because they have pretty soft leaves, and the seedlings obviously too. So it was pretty tasty, maybe, for scale, and easy to eat. And the Hangianums were in a shady corner, and I didn't pay attention much, so when I looked, it was just too late. There are too many scales on the leaves. But these two, they only had couple, so this should be okay, hopefully. Now the orchids out of the tank. The windows are now free. They used to have little banda seedlings occupying them, but now they moved into tank because it's getting colder. And these windows will host neopheniceas for the winter to provide them with colder, drier conditions. And I need to wash those windows because the humidity leaves those black things that I need to wash. Yeah, bulbophyllums are doing good, and there's another spike growing on my bulbophyllum kalimpong. So the previous spike dried out, but the new one is coming out, and I think yet another one started to grow of the same bulb as the previous spike. So this plant decided to bloom like for real with several spikes. Too bad they didn't come out at the same time. That would be nice. But I found that they don't live too long. The flowers on this plant, they just live for a couple weeks and then they're done. So that's not very nice. Would be nice if it was holding up longer. Now the bulbophyllum eberhardtii, the bulb that started to grow in a corner, did not survive. I think it was too dark there and it didn't dry out nicely, so it wilted. It's probably rotted and then dried. I hope plant got the hint that it should not grow there. But the same bulb actually grown yet another new lead, which is, well, a little bit smarter. It doesn't go all the way back. But I wonder if it'll try to attach to this wall. I hope not. I will need to move it somehow. And there's more bulbs, new bulbs growing there at the bottom, which are smaller. I don't know why. Less light, more humid, I don't know. This bottom part has water collected. I think like top part dries out faster and the bottom part dries out slower. I don't know if that affects it. But somehow these bottom bulbs are growing a bit smaller. And then there's yet another bulb growing. So there's a lot of growth going on this plant. And this Angraecum vigoureus that I recently mounted here, I realized that it doesn't have a lot of roots. So it started something. Does it focus? It doesn't focus. And it's something like new tips along the root there. So I don't know if they will grow or not, but that would be nice. I don't know, maybe I should move it back into tank to let it grow some roots. Or maybe I should leave it here. There's not much space in the tank now. So I'll see if maybe those little leaves and that root will continue to grow. That would be good. Other than that, nothing major going on in this area. These two large vandas, I think, okay to winter here. They have healthy roots. They will probably stop growing, like that green tip will probably stop when it will become colder, but they both will be okay to winter with the roots that they already have. There's nothing rotting and there's plenty to support them. They're still growing new leaves. I don't know if they will continue in the winter. Brachyoldiana and Tessellata blue. So that was my update for October with everything that's going on in my orchids. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.